All right, I'll go. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like we drew it up, Coach Gaines and I talked, and we said that these guys need to pitch: Houck, Matthias, Bover, Poston, Percival, Peterson, Paget, Pence. And they all did. And we won. And I want you guys to look up a game from 2007. I don't know when it was, but I know it was against Campbell. We had a really, really good record. They did not have a really, really good record. It didn't come out like that. So anytime you win, you're coming out of exams. Obviously, it didn't go like it did against Charlotte and William and Mary. But, you know, it doesn't go like that too often. So what I saw tonight that impressed me the most was our guys just kept playing. You know, we were up 6-1. Then they take the lead, I believe. I mean, it's such a long game, but they took the lead. And our guys, they kept their composure, just kept playing. We made some big pitches. I thought the biggest pitch of the game was the curveball Ben Peterson threw in a 3-2 count. He looked really good. He had great stuff. And they're a good hitting team. And, you know, I'm not blaming it on the layoff, but pitchers are just like hitters. You know, if you haven't seen live, it's easier to train as a hitter than it is a pitcher. You hadn't seen that hitter. So we'll learn from that and be better. But it was good to get Aiden out there because he hadn't pitched in such a long time, and that was a really good team win. You look at Vanderbrake, Gavin had back spasms, so he had to take the day off, and then Parks got sick in the middle of the game, just throwing up like crazy, so he had to get his butt out of here because supposedly rotavirus is going around.
The what?
The rotavirus. It's one of them viruses. But anyway, we tell him we got to send him out of here. Yeah, nasty. How about that? But anyway, I mean, that's the story of this team. Vandy played great, had a bunch of hits, made an unbelievable play defensively there. Johnny, hustle, you know, our standards are, hey, you run as hard as you can on the fly ball, and he gets to third base, and Johnny's not fast. So I'm excited for those guys. I'm excited for Ben Peterson, who started the year in our rotation, because without them, we wouldn't have won tonight.
You know, you can always have a little craziness in the first game after the break. Luckily, not the kind of craziness you had last year. Coastal.
Yeah, I mean, I just think about Campbell in 07 because I really like our team. You know, and as a pitching coach, I always am concerned about our relievers that haven't pitched in a while. And Matthias, I could be wrong. I know Dalton didn't pitch in either midweek game. I'm pretty sure. And the other guys didn't pitch a lot. I thought Poston was pretty good tonight as well. But that team's got, what, 100 home runs?
Yeah, 103
Yeah, it ain't like they can't hit. You know, their struggles have been on the mound. So really, when you win a game like that, it can help you big time because you got to pitch better. We know that. And make better pitches, and you can look at it and say, okay, here's what I did in that count. You can learn from it.
Is Peterson hitting 98 the highest on the staff in a game thus far?
I think it is, isn't it, Luke? Yeah, Luke says it is, and he catches all of them, so he would know. Man, I thought he looked good, and that tells you, I thought they spit on some really good pitches that Ben threw in there. He's got that cutter and that curveball, but yeah, I think that's the hardest velocity.
Does his performance today really give you kind of hope for another bullpen arm emerging down the stretch?
Yeah, 100%. You know, our big three all year have been Maddie, Matthias, Matt Poston, and Dalton Pence. And I've been here a long time. We hadn't had more than that. You know, usually it's three guys out of the bullpen if you're lucky. And then Connor's been good. He wasn't as good tonight. Percival can match up with some lefties. And then to have those two guys, velocity, jump, and throw well, that gives us more depth. And so to answer your question, yeah, 100%. But if he looks like that, we'll go to him more, for sure.
When you dig beyond Peterson's performance, what did you think of Aiden?
I thought, considering he hadn't, he took some days off from throwing. Same thing, just nicked up a little bit, not arm, but body. And really the first time he threw since his last outing, today is Tuesday, was Sunday. So honestly, I thought they just hit his fastball. They hit everybody's fastball, really. Tonight there were some good fastballs, but I thought he looked pretty sharp. Still 4 strikeouts, just gave up some hits.
How big of a setback is it, if at all, to use 8 pitchers in a midweek game, kind of leading up to the weekend?
No, I mean, like I said, you look at the counts. I mean, Poston, he's got a rubber arm. Peterson threw 40. But we did say we wanted to use every one of these guys. In a perfect world, we just probably wouldn't have given up a million hits and that many runs. But still, it's harder to pitch in games like that when the game's close than it is if you're blowing somebody out. It just is. So I look at it like, you know, if you can have a close game or a tough game, it can be good for you after the 2 games we just had. I mean, there were 2 blowouts and we needed to be tested a little bit.
Did you expect the guys to come out of the exam break and have 14 hits?
I expect. I mean, this team. I never worry about them being ready to play. I thought it was going to be tough because I asked some of the guys, and you got econ exams, you got some tough stuff, and not a ton of sleep, even though they've had some off days, because those exams are right in there. And that's why I'm thankful that we were able to play this game, because I would have been a lot more concerned if we didn't play this midweek game to face that live pitching. So we got that in. We'll recover. It's a reading day tomorrow. But nothing surprising me with this team. I mean, I was surprised, obviously, we didn't have Gavin. And then Parks Harbor in the middle of the game has to leave, who's a pretty good hitter. And that just shows you our depth and maturity.
You think Gavin will be ready for the weekend?
I hope so. Yeah, I think he might be. I think he might be ready Friday. He could have played today, but we didn't want to push it. Just some back spasms, and when that happens, you get tight. You got to get loose, and he should be good to go.
And you've equaled last season's win total.
Already. That's good. We need to win more, though.
What about Vandy at third? I mean, he made a couple nice plays, but he hit the ball. He didn't hit them really solid,
Yeah.
but he got on base and then he manufactured a run there at the end.
I told him he must be living better. He must be living more right. I mean, you saw the look on his teammates in that picture when he hit the grand slam, so that tells you all you need to know about Vandy. Athletic, has good at bats. Rarely is Jackson Van Brand, even though he struggled, just strike one, strike two, strike three. He just hasn't been winning many of those at bats, so that'll give him some confidence for sure. Made a good diving play, then Madera did a good job staying on the bag. So you got to make those plays, or that game could be 16-15 in a heartbeat.
How has he been able to stay mentally kind of into the season with not having as many at bats as last year?
You either do or you don't here, and if you don't, you're going to be out. So that's a given in our locker room. But you got to have the right guys that. I mean, Vandy wants to win, and we've been winning, and he knows he's a good player, and he knows how the season goes. I talk to him all the time about Mikey Madej and Colby Wilkerson in 22, haven't played in forever, and all of a sudden they're in there. So it just means maturity.
Coach, talk about Luke back there. He had the first 4-hit game today.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's a stud. I mean, it was hot today. I mean, it was like thick. I know, and I've called like Luke, and I think he had to put a new pair of pants on in the middle of the game because he was so soaked and he couldn't grip the ball slipping out of his hand. We're just lucky to have him. He's mature beyond his years. Got to work with him a little bit better on the base running, but we'll start working on that tomorrow. But he's a stud back there. I mean, there aren't many freshmen in the country that have caught that much and pretty much eliminate the running game with that good arm back there. So we gotta do a better job on the mound controlling that running game. Gave up too many bags a day.
Last one for me, and then whatever. On the pitching, you pitched 8 guys,
Yeah.
7 or 8 guys. Was it sort of an audition for these guys for the going forward, or is it because I need these 8?
Yeah, I
to
mean,
be available?
honestly, Simon, we felt like these are obviously how we need to pitch. In a perfect world, we kept him under 40, which we did, and we felt like Maddie, Matthias, Poston, and Pence, they were going to pitch no matter what, those big 3. In a perfect world, we were going to try to get Bovair in there, Paget, Peterson, and Person. We didn't expect it to be this way. Maybe match up here, match up there. But you know what? It's always an audition at this level. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I looked at it as a player when I played for Coach Fox at North Carolina Western. Like, you got to be able to handle that. You have to be, that performance does matter, and you accept that, and it helps you perform better.
That's good.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Coach.
We're gonna get Chick-fil-A. See y'all. Good job, baby. Get you that sleep in that cold pool.
Yes, sir. Congratulations. Thank you, guys.
Luke, how's your arm feel after catching almost 200 pitches tonight?
It feels great. I mean, having exams off, I was able to really take care of my body and give it the rest like it needed. So it really has felt good, and it's felt good all year. And caught a lot, so body feels good, arm feels good.
You've caught a lot of these guys all year, like you said, rarely in the same game. What's the mindset there when you're going from pitcher to pitcher throughout the course of one game?
Yeah, I just kind of, as I'm catching them, like in their 8 warm-up pitches, I try to just remember some key things for me to think, and what their strengths are and how their all moves, especially when you use a bullpen day for a game and you catch 7 or 8 guys. Just giving yourself that kind of reminder of what their strengths are, where their misses are, and putting myself like in the best position to make pitches look good and block it if need be.
Who really stood out to you on the mound today?
I mean,
Since you're seeing all the stuff.
I mean, I think easy to say is Petey. He was electric his last outing, and then he was really, really good today. That's good to see. I mean, like Coach Forbes said earlier, I mean, he was in the rotation a lot early on, and it's good to see him back out there and succeed like he is, because kid works hard and he deserves it. And he said like if Coach Gaines called another fastball, he was hitting 100, and I believe it. So I think he's got a lot more in the tank.
How important is it to see him emerge as another arm?
Oh,
in
it's
that
huge.
bullpen?
It's huge, yeah. Especially with Aiden moving to the weekend. I mean, just having more guys like to be able to trust and rely out of the pen. Like Petey's a stud. I mean, Beauvair's been throwing great for us. Pat. I mean, all these guys. All of our. I mean, our bullpen. A lot of guys. It's good to see. A lot of guys are doing really well.
You're in a real offensive groove now. What's working for you at the plate?
Just kind of stick on my approach. Been working with Coach Weirs and B-Rye and getting my body in the right position to hit, and it's been feeling a lot better. So I'm excited moving forward.
Just patience, aggressiveness. What's the approach?
Yeah, I felt like leading up to it, I was hitting balls hard and just wasn't having much to show for it, like hitting the ball hard right at people or on the ground. So I just kind of try to not get frustrated and stay with my plan and stay with that process that we talk about every day.
Why does Coach give you a hard time on base path? 'Cause I thought it was pretty aggressive, at least early.
Sometimes I am, and then sometimes I make some mistakes that I shouldn't. So it's an area that I need to get better at, and it's an area that I'm looking forward to get better at and being more trustworthy on the base path.
When you make a mistake, as you call it, do you know immediately?
Yeah, I'm like, shoot, Luke, like what are we doing? Like I know better. You know, it's just kind of a bonehead mistake that I can't make. So learn as I go, but can't use the freshman card and can't use the didn't know because I know and I'm better than that. So
Seemed like a lot of ground balls today, and you've seen the shift a lot just from different teams. How have you really worked maybe with Coach Weirs in that approach to kind of beat whatever shift you're given?
yeah, it's really like just direction. Like if they're giving you that shift, I mean, they're giving me a free hit, so just trying to stay through everything and really keeping my direction towards like the pitcher and towards the center field, and as long as I'm hitting the ball and my direction's good, and I mean can't get too upset when I hit a ball hard and I get out, and eventually they're gonna fall. So, but Coach Weirs has been helping me a lot and put my body in like a good position to hit, and it's been feeling a lot better.
Today was not a bad day at the plate, but when you have those bad days, is there anything you kind of say after the game to calm yourself down and move past it?
No, I mean, we've been winning. So, I mean, if I'm over and I was doing everything I need to do behind the plate, that's a win. Like, as long as I'm moving guys over and putting together good ABs, I mean, personal success is going to come. I mean, I'm just focused on, like, us winning as a team. And obviously, I think if I contribute more offensively, I think I have the impact to help the team win. But as long as we're winning and we stay unified, I'll go for 5 if we're going to keep winning like this.
How important was a game like this, kind of a close, back and forth midweek game as you resume ACC play on Friday?
Good. Like a lot of guys took the weekend off, so getting a lot of guys in the game and getting them ready for the weekend is huge. Like Coach said, we wish we didn't give up 17 hits, but guys made really, really good pitches and showed a lot of good stuff on the mound, which is good coming up for Louisville.
Especially as a catcher, a very physically demanding position, how important was having that time off to just kind of relax?
Oh, it was big. It was big. I definitely was in the training room with Terry Jo a lot. She's awesome, and she's been helping me a lot, and just put myself in the best position for me to last, hopefully, for a really, really long season, play until late June. So.
You're one more. 47 games in, 48 games into your freshman year here. What do you need to improve on? What do you think you've got a pretty good handle on at this point in the year?
That's a good question.
Deep stuff last.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely base running for easily. That's definitely something I could get a lot better at, and I think one of the things that I'm doing well is commanding our staff and making sure that our pitchers are comfortable throwing to me and doing everything I can to make all their pitches look good and keep everything in front.
Okay.